Hi everyone. So this is my very first video. First of all, my name is OJ, and this is my review of The Real Housewives of Atlanta season 17, episode number 1. I just wanted to start off and say that The Real Housewives of Atlanta is absolutely one of my, or if not the favorite show for myself. So I have been watching this show honestly for years. I started watching probably about the age of 16, 17. I'm now 31 and yeah, I don't think it'll ever change. Anyway, if you see me looking down, I just have my iPad down here, which right here. So yeah, we shall start with something is wrong with the damn mic. Which we we shall start with like just what I thought of the episode, who I really enjoyed, who I'm glad to see again, and the newcomers for this season. So, from the top, um, I'm not entirely sure if I am glad that Shami is back. I don't mind her. I like seeing her family, what she brings to the show. I think she's like a funny, quirky person. But I will be honest, maybe it's just due to her relationship with Portia from last season. She seems almost, I will say, heavy, a little bit maybe I could say passive with like how she's like approaching things, especially at the very end scene when she came to Portia's house. I don't know, she just seemed to me like very on guard. Like from her wanting Gerald to come, which obviously he then wasn't able to make it, and then from her taking shots or like having a drink before she came over. Just the way I saw it, I could see that she was maybe nervous, or even the way she said thank you to Portia for being there. That came across like a bit nervous to me. But nonetheless, I will have to say though, I love her confessional look, like especially the silver with mixed with the blue eyeshadow. I think she looked honestly amazing. Like 10 out of 10 for me. Another thing is I don't like how they seem to be lighting the girls. Like I saw a lot of comments on Twitter and all that saying that just the lighting on our girls just doesn't it's not working. Like it looks a bit too dark. Even with Cynthia right at the very start, just the way like you couldn't really see her until she even like turned around at the very end saying, what else is going on. So I think they need to work on the lighting, but what would I know? This is my first video anyway on an iPhone, mind you, with a probably a broken mic. But as that, Shamia miming the tax exchange to me that was so funny. Like I know a lot of people say that Shamia is corny or whatever their thoughts are about her, and that's fair. We all have how we react to these people that we see on TV, but I personally just thought that it was so funny. She killed me. I have no complaints really. I also get the feeling that they're sort of setting up, or like the way it starts off, it's giving Shamia versus everyone, because I feel like she sort of had an exchange with someone else at the dinner table at Portia's house once she and Pinky had arrived. So I'm not too sure. It seems like that, but we'll be watching, I guess. Drew and Cynthia with their phone dates. That was funny to me. It was like a little. Honestly, I loved both of them. They were very funny to me. I'm glad to see Cynthia back again. I think she does really well in the friend role. Obviously, like she had been on for so many years, given so much of her life. In a way, she deserves to have this nice, I guess, peaceful, slow journey in terms of like housewives and all that. Um, mm, 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 mm. I am always like I will say maybe a little bit on the fence with Phaedra, but in many ways I find her hilarious as well. I think she brings something to the show, so we'll just keep watching and yeah, all the best. One thing I have to say though is I had this question: is Kelly doing Shamia's bidding? Like as it pertains to her friendship with Portia, like Kelly's questions to Portia in relation to Shamia's relationship or lack thereof with Portia. Just I don't know. It seemed like they may have had like a pre-conversation at Shamia's house before the actual event had happened, or maybe Kelly knows something about their relationship in terms of like showing text messages. I'm not too sure. I'm not saying that that did happen, but it comes across that way for me. Um, Another thing, speaking of Portia, everyone going on about oh, this being Simon's house, blah blah blah. Like I know it's funny, but damn, give Portia a break. At the end of the day, I can personally say that this is her house. I mean, she was, from what I've heard or what I've seen, she was awarded the house, so I mean it's Portia's house. And speaking of the little clips of them projecting Simon like walking past were hilarious. Like, oh my god, like whoever is in the editing room on the cutting floor, you know what? You guys did your big one. You guys did your big one. And Portia and her date. I actually don't know the guy's name. It was funny to me because obviously we now know that Portia is dating someone named Sway, I believe. So it's very interesting, and I'm very interested to see how her relationship progresses as obviously the season goes on, and at what stage do we see Sway? Because from what I've seen on social media, it just seems like Portia is in a great space. She seems happy, and I'll be honest for myself. Over the years, I have really, really grown to enjoy watching Portia. I will say, compared to right at the start. I think season 5 when they first came on, like her in Kenya. Uh, uh, I will say K Michelle and Pinky seem like good additions. I'll be honest, when they had first made the announcements, I was just wondering in my head, how would K Michelle, like, how would that work? Only because a lot of people have seen or they know her from Love and Hip Hop. And me personally, I just thought it was like, oh, like we've seen part of her story or some of her story. But then now seeing her on the screen, it's just like, I felt like she just like molded in or fit in really well, I should say. Just the way she was able to, I guess, banter and go back and forth with people at the table, as well as her introduction at the start with Portia bringing her in. I felt that that was really good, and I'm excited. Like, I'm really excited to see like Hey Michelle's story from this angle, especially now that she's married and what that entails, and just everything about her, because when they started talking about her accolades and like everything that she's achieved music wise, I was just like, wow, I didn't even realize that Kay Michelle had basically a lot going on. Because I honestly only knew her for a bit from Love and Hip Hop, and then I sort of fell off watching Love and Hip Hop. So at some point, I stopped following her story, but I'm very happy and I'm glad to see that she is back on TV and in a different capacity, if I may say. Uh, 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 Pinky. I honestly don't know much about Pinky at all until now that I'm starting to see her on my TV. So I am keen and excited to see how she develops and her story goes, and just everything about her. I will say though, it was really nice of her to like come in and go around greeting everyone and talking to everyone. I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, in life anyway, or you should, when you come into a room, say hi to everyone, or at least do that sort of a thing. But hey, K Michelle, K Michelle's commentary is hilarious. Like I said, maybe like a minute or 3 minutes ago, I think Kay is a wonderful addition, and I can honestly see her being a big part of the show, So I love that. Well, I think that's like all my points for now. But I will say I am really, really happy to see that Drew's back, and also just realizing that Drew had survived so many cast changes, especially with, I believe, from last season coming into this season where she was literally the only one from 2 or 3 years ago. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what Drew has going on and everything to do with her. And yeah, I hope that this is a good season. I am looking forward to it. And I hope that, whoever's watching this, you enjoyed my little video. If you choose to leave a comment, please leave a comment. If you have any suggestions or anything for me, please leave a comment, like, share if you want, and subscribe. But honestly, most importantly, please get everyone to watch Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's a great show. I think it's a good show. They are our faves. Let's all support our girls. And yeah, thank you so much.